My man Griffin and I were out for a nice walk when we saw this cow with a poop hanging out, and we weren't quite sure what it was, so I walked up to get a closer look. It wasn't a poop at all, but it was a vaginal and a rectal prolapse. Gross. I called around tons of vets, and finally one just told me I should probably take her and butcher her. I'm gonna try and butcher her. Apparently this is not a very fixable problem, and she'd have to be cold anyways. She doesn't look in terrible shape. She is still milking. What is your number, Missy? 250? She should be right a little over 2 years old. I got a lady to come out and slaughter and quarter this cow, and a butcher who's gonna take the meat and take care of it in Moses Lake. So this is her final walk to her final meal, which will be some very delicious grains she will love. And then it will be good night time. Haha. The lady helping me butcher her suggested we move her closer to water so we can clean off the carcass a little bit, keep it clean. She had a good amount of flies on her, so we wanted to try and clean her up as much as we could and keep her sanitary. We ended up putting a tarp under her as well, as you'll see in a couple of minutes, after we got her all cleaned up. What? Fly?
That is an artery.
Here, we're almost done with skinning her. This actually took quite a bit of time. I don't think she had quite as much experience as she was saying with cows, at least. So it took us a while to get the skin off. But you can see the meat starting to look like something you'd find in your restaurant or on your table. But we need to cut her in half and then quarter her so we can take her to the butcher. So that's what we're working on here. She's getting things ready so we can pull out the intestines and all the guts and all that fun stuff. There we go, we got her open, pulled out the guts. That was actually a really hard job. And here we're getting ready to pull out the trachea. I actually got to pull that myself. I pulled one thing out and it actually turned out to be an artery. It's probably 1.5 inches in diameter. The throat was even larger. So quite the project. And there's the carcass getting close to where we can split it in half. And there she goes, trying to chop through so we can get it into two separate pieces. Then we'll cut each of those pieces in half again, and that's quarters, and we can take that to the butcher, and the butcher would cut it to steaks and hamburger from there. I found this gal on the town bulletin board to give me a hand. Apparently she worked at a Carnation as 2 years as a chicken processor. She came and helped me do this and taught me quite a bit. And here we are getting slabs of meat into the garbage bags to keep them clean out of the bed of my truck, so I can take them into the butcher.
Even in death, the damn flies won't leave this poor cow alone.
Skin and all that stuff. I just took that out to the pasture and dumped it, and here's my hamburger.